So, in the past, I've been touted as being a Nintendo diehard fan. I can't really blame people for thinking that. But I'm far more than just a Nintendo gamer. However, there is one single series that I will drop everything for, including a Devil May Cry marathon, although, a lot of people want Dante in Smash Brothers. It's not necessarily out of the realm of possibility. Maybe I will throw my hat in the ring and talk about that next week. But until then, we're going to Smash Brothers. And if you've been watching my channel, you probably are well aware that I've been waiting for this for a long time now. The Ultimate Smash Brothers game. Everyone's here. But, obviously, I don't have a whole lot of history with this game, so instead I'm just going to kind of showcase this really, oh, it's rusted, beautiful looking sword. Now, this isn't combat ready, and it didn't take much to kind of wear down a little bit, but gosh, doesn't this just look beautiful? All things considered, I've been playing Smash Brothers for a while now, and a lot of people are wondering if it's the best Smash Brothers game of all time. Well, possibly. I mean, there's a few annoying instances here and there, but let's just go on with the review, shall we?
Anyway, this game came around with the idea that, hey, everyone should be back in the game, and there you go. Don't get me wrong, this is great and all that all the characters are back, but when a new game comes out, I'm typically more excited for some of the newer characters. Sure, I'm always worried Sonic and Mega Man won't come back, and I wasn't expecting to see Cloud again for sure, but I can always continue maining as Bowser, so bring on the new. But this game doesn't have many new characters. Well, I was under the impression that a lot of older characters would be totally different, but that wasn't exactly the case either. Luckily, there are enough new characters and returns to tide me over. But was the wait worth it? Well, with the return of single-player adventure, over 70 characters counting Pokemon Trainer and Echo Fighter, and a ton of returning stages, let's dig right in. Let's take on the world of light! Warning! Spoilers! Warning! I'm not hiding anything today. Warning!
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul and reawaken the undying light.
Okay, let's talk about the game modes, shall we? Plot? What do you mean a plot? Alright, fine, let's address this. Everyone dies, Kirby's still alive, he saves everyone, and you can get an ending depending on if you side with the God of Light, the God of Darkness, or destroy them both. That's it. There isn't much of a story in truth, so I'm going to focus on game modes. Fair? No? Well, too bad. Since it was brought up,
I blame you, my viewers, for bringing that one up. Just kidding. I don't have any viewers. How depressing.
World of Light is literally a game board where you go and take on spirits. Spirits are Nintendo characters and other characters that possess one of the many playable fighters and uses them to, well, fight. Remember event matches in previous games that I have yet to talk about because they showed up in Melee? It's a lot like that. For a few hundred fights. After playing through a few levels, you can fight some bosses, and you gain every spirit that you attack and, beat. Which is a better version of stickers from Brawl. I didn't talk about that either yet, but, I'll get there. I promise. I promise. They upgrade your character, which is kind of nice. But they're the only collectible this time around. There's no trophies. I guess they're not the only collectible, but they replace trophies and stickers, so that's a thing, I guess. This isn't the only way to collect spirits though, as you can hit the spirit board and challenge random spirits. Blast through a shield after you beat the match and gain the spirit. It's kind of really addicting. You can also upgrade spirits and evolve spirits and trade spirits for currency to buy more spirits. They're never ending. In Smash mode, you just fight. You can set it up with tons of options and save certain styles of gameplay in Smash mode so you can pick what you want on the fly. Only want Pokeballs in stock matches? You can do that and pick it right from the main menu. It's pretty great. You can also do more game modes like Classic mode and Mii building, as well as Multi-Man Melee and All-Star mode that are now renamed for some reason. Classic mode is awesome, though it is different for each character. Mario fights all the classic Nintendo heroes and ends up with him taking on the Koopa Kids in a fight with Bowser, who turns into Giga Bowser at the end. And Bowser has to fight Rathalos, as well as Mario and Metal Mario. Good stuff. There's a music room in the vault. You can play this like an MP3 player in handheld mode, and that's pretty cool. You can also see videos you've unlocked and shop for more music and costumes for your Mii, as well as look at challenges you need to complete. Lastly, there's online, but I can't afford Nintendo's online service at the moment. But I hear it sucks, that's all I got. So there are tons of things to do here, obviously. Now, the biggest attraction in Smash is always going to be multiplayer, but there's plenty of single-player options for people who don't have friends. Like me! Okay, maybe I have a friend or two, but they're often really busy, so this is nice. So, Nintendo focused more on balance here than anything. I'm not going to go into too many details here. Hell, I haven't even found all the differences as of yet from the other games, but I'll talk about some of the newer characters. Ridley feels as brutal as his history with Samus. King K. Rool plays super predictably, so I wasn't even excited for him, frankly. He should have been in Smash a while ago. But I digress. K. Rool plays actually really well, so I'm, kind of happy he's finally in. The Belmonts play much like Castlevania, using many aggressive tactics to keep things away from them. Isabelle, who I thought was going to be like Luigi and play a hell of a lot like Villager, turned out to be actually a lot more unique than I thought. But, she's fun. And Incineroar is a fun Pokemon to play with. There you go. Daisy feels faster than Peach. Dark Samus seems slightly slower than regular Samus, who now feels a bit lighter. Chrom feels like a merger between Marth, Lucina, Roy, and a bit of Ike, which is awesome. And Ken is...
Honestly, I don't play as Ryu very often. Not that it's bad that he's in the game, and I'm excited that Ken's here too, but I didn't get much experience on Ken. Besides, I'm no professional Smash player anyway. Most of this is just kind of the way it feels to me, just kind of thing. What? The 5 of you watching this video are looking at me like I'm some type of horrible person who picks auto-scrolling levels in Smash Brothers just to piss off my friends. But that's not possible. I don't leave the house. I don't have friends. Just kidding, I have plenty of friends. But still, I don't play as Ryu or Ken. Moving on!
But even some of the returning characters are different. Like, Link is now from Breath of the Wild, and he has remote control bombs now. He's also seems to be a bit bulkier. It could be my imagination. Young Link is back from Melee, and he feels more like Link has over the generations of Smash Brothers. It's kind of nice. Oh, and Toon Link is also back and still faster than hell. Wolf from Brawl is also back, and he feels quite a bit different as well. He seems easier for people to use, which is great unless you did, Mandism in Brawl. I hear he's slightly nerfed, but it's nice to see him back since he wasn't in Smash 4. And yeah, he may be nerfed, but he's easier to use, so there you go. At least for me, anyway. Ganondorf has a sword now, and he is Ocarina of Time Ganondorf. It's been a while since we played as him. He plays roughly the same, but he's a bit faster and his moves have longer reach thanks to his sword, so that's good, I suppose. Still want a unique Legend of Zelda moveset, though, that isn't just a version of Link or Captain Falcon. Just saying. Luigi now uses his vacuum when he's grabbing, and he has a few more unique moves, which is nice. Bowser, and I only know this because I'm a Bowser main, is slightly faster and has a down smash nerf to be a new, crappier move. It takes a lot longer than his original down smash. It kind of sucks. But, you know, his final smash is awesome, so I'm not going to complain too awfully much. Like I said, I can't go over everyone, but honestly, this is looking to be one of the best Smash Bros. Games with everyone feeling like their respective characters, but far more balanced. Definitely a plus here. Speaking of balance, the gameplay is the same Smash Bros. You've been playing with the regular tweaks and checks to gameplay. The Switch can handle more than the 3DS, so characters with twin movesets like Ice Climbers and switching characters like Pokemon Trainer are all back. The only thing you don't do that is fighting related are shooting a gun at a spirit, which works perfectly fine and is so short it is hard to hate it. Running around a map in World of Light is also something a little bit different, and it's a pretty simple pick a direction style setup. You can add spirits to your characters to buff up their stats if need be. Each spirit has their own quirks, but some of them have the same abilities as others, and you can free spirits for added bonuses and currency. You can also make Miis, but there's a downgrade here from Smash 4 simply because you almost have to use the basic designs since the Mii function isn't on the Switch, but you can get more costume choices instead, so I guess that's a fair buff.
Little bit of a disclaimer here. I looked into it, and yeah, there's a small little side thing that actually allows you to create your own Mii. So you don't actually have to use the examples listed. They literally just imported Mii Maker into Smash Bros. Ultimate for this feature alone. So there's that, I guess. So, yep. I'm an idiot.
And yeah, the rest is just basic combat with more refined, with everyone being balanced like I mentioned earlier. Pretty simple stuff. Also, Final Smash is returned, but this time they can be charged up. Or, you know, the same old Smash Ball, depending on how you want it. Most of the Final Smashes are made to be quicker this time around, and some of them have been nerfed, while some have been improved. So, yeah, most of the stages are returning stages. In some cases, I could see how this could be looked as a bad thing, but in other cases, this could be considered really good. Most newcomers haven't played the older stages, and longtime fans probably haven't seen these stages since they played their respective games. I find this to be a good thing, but having some new isn't bad either. The only new stages are a tower of some type from Splatoon, New Donk City, which is a climb up of the Capitol building and from Super Mario Odyssey, Dracula's Castle from Castlevania, which, you know, monsters show up in the background to say hi, and a battle on a tower from Breath of the Wild. None of these stages are bad, but none of them are particularly exciting either. The returning stages are nice, though. Not everything is back, but the ones that are look really great with the HD expansion, and the ones from Smash 4 on the Wii U are all still pretty fun. The ones I'm really liking, though, are the 3DS exclusive stages returning, as I didn't get to spend much time on the 3DS version of Smash Bros. As for levels in the World of Light, you have the typical overworld, which has many references to gaming, and the overworld leads to many different dungeon-like areas, which feature even more references. Not all of these are mandatory, but the ones that are, like Bowser's Castle and Castlevania, are fun, with many secrets and references to their games. Also, there's a few unique boss fights. Giga Bowser and Gallium returns from Melee and Brawl respectively, but everything else is new. Rathalos from Monster Hunter is a boss fight this time around, as well as Marx from the Kirby series. Dracula in his monster form from Castlevania, and even Ganon from Ocarina of Time are all boss fights this time around, and it's kind of fantastic. The fights with Galeem and Darkhan are pretty well made as well. You have to fight them separate, and if you want the best ending, you'll eventually have to face them off together as well. It's a great final challenge, honestly. The only issue I have with World of Light and the Spirit Board is the setups to each fight. They play like event challenges from the last couple of games, but they're kinda watered down too. Outside the epic boss fights, the normal fights can get a tad bit repetitious. Shame, really. But with that being the only downside, wandering the Lost Woods to find the Triforce, or the final level in which you get to fight the forces of light and darkness, World of Light is a little repetitive, but really addicting as well. Is that a little weird? It's probably a little weird. Let's move on, shall we? So, you boot up the game for the first time, you go into multiplayer, and you find out that, uh-oh, there's only 8 characters here. What happened to the other guys? What happened? Yeah, you only start with the 8 original fighters from the N64 Smash Brothers. You can play matches to unlock the other ones fairly quickly, or you can unlock them in World of Light. If you're playing World of Light, you will need to find all of these characters to use them in the mode anyway, as you only start out with Kirby in this mode. Now, unlocking characters in World of Light is sometimes very fun. In Bowser's Castle, you can face Giga Bowser and unlock Bowser just like that. But you can also find a secret location and find Princess Peach in the Bowser Castle dungeon as well. You can find a small dungeon of sorts that replicates Street Fighter II, facing spirits from Street Fighter franchise, until taking on M. Bison and then unlocking Ryu. You can find a dungeon replicating the first Donkey Kong level, Jungle Japes, and unlock Diddy Kong from that. Chrom is hidden in the Lost Woods alongside young Link, and Ganondorf is fought right before the Ganon boss fight. Oh, and you can also play as Master Hand. Yeah, that's a thing. Look at me go through the stage. I'm pretty cheap with this. There are so many nods and secrets that some of these secrets you get just as great spirits. And honestly, it's pretty cool. There's plenty of unlockable songs and Mii costumes as well, which is always a nice touch. There's a ton to do in this game. All good stuff here. It's simple, but it's effective. Honestly, this game didn't really do a whole lot of wrong overall. It's a new game, but there's enough nostalgia and enough new to kind of keep everyone a little happy for the most part. Secrets are fun and characters are great. There's plenty of modes to do, whether you're a single player or a multiplayer, and the game plays the refined formula you'd expect from the game that's trying to replace Melee. The only real issue is World of Light and Spirit battles can get a bit repetitious. That's all I could really find for now anyway. That and the online, which I haven't played yet, and I still kind of hear it sucks. Oops. Seriously though, what do you expect from a game that's trying to replace Melee? I mean, I could have maybe had more new stages, but at that point in time I'm just kind of nitpicking. Only time will tell if it will replace Melee though, and I'll get into that rabbit hole when I actually review Melee at a later date. But honestly, this game is fantastic. Good way for Nintendo to really end off a slow year. If you're a Smash Brothers fan, then you should probably already have this game by now. If you have a Switch, you should really have this game. If you like pina coladas, you probably need this game in your life. It isn't perfect, no. But honestly, this is probably the best Smash Brothers since Melee, and may even be the best one altogether. This may be the one to beat. It's hard to say. Tons of balanced single-player content, a huge roster, every stage that can be Battlefield or Final Destination formation if you really don't want too much excitement. And hell, you can turn off stage hazards, so you can just get the basic platform setups anyway. No game is perfect, but this game does exactly what it sets out to do. But yeah, this is it for this video and my battle against the World of Light. If you liked the video, feel free to thumbs up, hit the bell, subscribe, all that jazz. I have a Devil May Cry marathon to get back to, so we'll see you guys next time. Take care.